Welcome to the Spring 2008 Train the Trainer Fabric Care Updates. Maytag is introducing two new steam dryers, the Bravos MGD 6600T and MED 6600T. Features: Supersize Capacity Plus, Gentle Breeze Drying System, IntelliDry Sensor, 7 drying cycles, 2 steam cycles, 5 temperature settings, 90-minute wrinkle prevent option, Quiet Series 400 sound package, DuraCushion dryer drum. Additional features: clear see-through door, smooth balance suspension system, commercial-grade steel reinforced base frame, 360-degree front and rear heat seal, single wattage heating element, reversible door swing, interior light. The benefits of steam washing and drying.
But seeing and smelling is believing. Located within the Technology Center at Whirlpool headquarters is the Whirlpool Institute of Fabric Science. Today, the lab is open to a group of reporters covering the launch of the new Duet Steam washer and dryer.
This device is actually used to infuse odors into fabrics. So we're going to do a brief demonstration, but basically what it does is it simulates environments where odors might get into your clothing, similar to like a smoky restaurant. So if one of you will be good enough to lend me your jacket for this demonstration, any volunteers?
Here, scientists are dedicated to the advancement of laundry care technology. They put the Duet Steam washer and dryer to the toughest stain, wrinkle, and odor tests imaginable. Everything from mothballs to perspiration to cooking smells, even cigarette smoke.
Cigarette?
You want to look right in there? You can see it at the bottom?
Yeah, okay.
And we're going to place your jacket into the can for 20 minutes.
Okay.
And what this will do is this will infuse that cigarette smoke into your jacket. It'll sit for about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yep.
Wow.
When we remove it, we're going to take it right over to this Duet Steam dryer to test the odor removal capability.
Yeah.
All right, if you could just help me lift that lid on that side. You can probably already smell it.
Wow.
Go ahead and take your
Yikes.
Thank you. Almost as if you've been in a bar all night, right?
Yeah.
Then the garments are placed inside the Duet Steam dryer to test the dryer's odor eliminating capabilities.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this jacket and we're just going to place it right into the unit. Power it up. We're going to select the quick refresh cycle, which is just a short 15-minute cycle. What'll actually happen during the cycle is between the combination of the heat, the clothes tumbling through the heat, and then the intermittent bursts of steam from the rear of the unit. In 15 minutes, we'll remove your jacket. It'll be completely refreshed and completely free of odor.
In minutes, the fabric emerges smelling fresh and ready to wear.
Take a look at that.
Wow.
Maybe even better than before.
That's excellent.
Glad you like it.
Wow.
Compare this to the competitor's steam washer, where at the end of the cycle, clothing comes out damp and often water spotted. According to their use and care guide, you still have to hang the garments to dry after removing them from the washer. They're not really ready to wear at all. Today, we are also testing the performance of the new Duet Steam washer. Consumers typically find tough stains like grass, dirt, food greases, and even blueberry syrups difficult to remove in regular washers. But let's see how the Duet Steam washer handles them. After a wash cycle with the Steam Clean option selected, the white t-shirt comes out looking new.
Product introduction: condenser dryer. This is just an introduction to this unit. It may hit the field before fall '08, Train the Trainer. We're planning a full hands-on at that time. It'll be manufactured in Italy by Merloni. This is a ventless dryer. Do not cover the ventilation hole in the back, and do not place the dryer on thick carpet. Position the dryer in a well-ventilated room. The door swing is reversible. Just like the Merloni washer, the program knob will need to be placed in the stop position to change the program or to add a garment to the load during a cycle. The reservoir full alarm LED is located above the start button. LED flashing indicates that the reservoir is full and must be emptied. The cycle will stop. LED on steady after having replaced the reservoir means that the function is in the process of reactivating. LED off indicates a successful reset. The cycle will restart. The wrinkle guard is called anti-crease and is adjustable up to 8 hours. The current terminology for the lint filter is fluff filter. There is use and care verbiage referring to cleaning the filters with detergent and hot water, and that the fluff or lint that accumulates on the filter is not the result of the drying procedure, but the result of the fibers of fabrics being damaged or unthreaded during wash or, above all, as the result of wear. The condensation is collected in a reservoir. The reservoir must be emptied after each drying cycle, unless it's been attached to a gravity drain hose or connected to a remote condensate pump. If the reservoir is not emptied or it fills up excessively during a drying cycle, the condensation reservoir warning light will flash and the dryer will stop. The condenser will need cleaning when all of the indicators on the appliance are flashing simultaneously. The procedure for the customer to clean the condenser. Wash the front, back, and sides of the condenser. To dry the condenser thoroughly, place it on its side on a towel. When the condenser is dry, replace it into the dryer. The Whirlpool 24-inch washer. This is just an introduction to this unit. It may hit the field before fall '08. Train the trainer. We're planning a full hands-on at that time. This product is being modified for sale in the North American market. It's been in production since August of 2006 and was originally marketed in China and Australia. Since the launch, it's also being sold in Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, and Chile. 2008 sales plans include the United States, Korea, Philippines, Canada, and India. At this time, the control panel will include the knob. Primary features: external dimensions, 850 by 595 by 595 millimeters. Electronic control. Spin speed range, 1,000 to 1,200 RPM. Drum capacity, 54 liters or 2.2 cubic foot IEC. Plastic tub. Universal motor. No heater. 3 chambers dispenser. Detergent, softener, bleach. PTC door lock. Ventilation system. Dryer stackable. Pedestal under definition. Cycle definition and special features. Maximum number of programs, 9. Maximum number of options, 7. Maximum number of temperature steps, 4. Foam detection system. Load detection system. Unbalance detection system. Simplicity is a good way to describe this unit. No moving parts. Click to start through the water flows. Hot. Bleach. Fill. Pressure switch, door switch, and the door latch locations. Does this look familiar? This looks like the back of a Duet. It is the back of this unit. It feels like you're working on a mini Duet. At this point in time, the basket and outer tubs may not be serviceable parts. The current wire diagram. Note the L1 flow. Product introduction. Amana front load washer. Model NFW 7200TW. MSRP $599. This purchased product is built by Samsung. It's identical to the existing Maytag, or Samsung-sourced, MAH6700AWW, except it has Amana logos and new fascias. Features: antimicrobial component protection, multiple cycles, Energy Star qualified, flexible configuration, supercapacity, variable water levels, automatic temperature control, adjustable soil levels, soft sound 3, stainless steel wash tub, electronic controls with cycle indicator lights, affordable style, delay wash option, delicate cycle, detergent, bleach, and fabric softener dispensers, electronic controls with cycle indicator lights, end of cycle signal, extra rinse option, hand wash cycle, optional storage pedestal, quick wash cycle, reversible swing door, rinse and spin option, spin only option, super wash cycle, wrinkle control cycle. Top cover removal. Disconnect power supply to unit. Remove two 10mm screws from the washer back. Slide top cover toward the rear to clear the screw head from flange on the bottom side of the top cover. Component locations from the top. Console removal. Disconnect power supply to unit. Remove top cover. Remove dispenser, 2 screws. Remove 5 screws attaching console. Tilt the panel forward enough to grasp with your left hand, then gently hit the lower right corner of the panel to unhook it from the cabinet. Repeat the process for the left side of the panel. Roll the console down and lift away from the washer. Bellows removes the same way as a duet. Front panel removal. Disconnect power supply to unit. Remove top cover. Remove console. Open door and remove boot retainer clamp. Pull the boot from the lip formed into the front opening. Remove 4 screws attaching the front to the cabinet. Disconnect the wire connectors to the door lock. Lift front panel from bottom brackets. The rear bellows clamp is at the 12 o'clock position. When reinstalling the boot, align the index tabs on the boot with the screws on either side of the fill tube. You'll access the drive motor and the drain pump and motor through the rear panel. Outer tub and spinner removal. Disconnect power supply to unit. Remove top cover. Remove console. Remove front and rear panels. Remove motor. Remove pump hose. Remove the drain hose. Remove the 2 13mm bolts securing the rear struts to the base. Rotate the struts up against the bottom of the tub to ease removal of the tub assembly. Note, the rear struts can be identified by a green sleeve. Remove 2 13mm bolts securing counterweights. Note, torque bolts to 11 to 22 foot-pounds during installation. Remove wire harness connectors for the heater, thermistor, and ground. Remove 2 13mm bolts securing the front struts to the base and rotate up against the bottom of the tub. Insert a board across the bottom of the washer frame to use as a support when removing the tub assembly. Use a 1x12, 32-inch long board to use as a support. Remove fill hose. Remove pressure switch harness connector. Remove the pressure hose. Remove ground wire. Remove left and right vent hoses. Lift suspension spring from keeper in the cabinet. Repeat for the opposite side and let the outer tub rest on the support board. Remove screws securing center brace to back guard. Remove screws securing back guard to cabinet. Grasp the front and rear of the tub and slide out. Use a blanket or rug to protect the floor. Set the tub on the floor. Position 4-inch wood blocks around the spinner shaft. Roll the tub to the upright position and rest it on the blocks. Remove the screws around the perimeter of the tub. Note, torque tub bolts to 6 to 11 foot-pounds. Separate the front and rear halves of the outer tub. Tub gasket can be replaced after tub halves are split. Lift spinner to access wave washer. Remove screw and release tab to remove baffles. The tub will need to be separated any time a baffle needs servicing. The Amana front-load washer wire diagram. To access the service manual for these washers, go to www.servicematters.com. Click here to start. Choose the Maytag Service Library. Accept the terms and conditions. Select literature by model. Use the Bulletin Library to see any service bulletins that apply. Insert the model or a partial model number. Select from the list. Product introduction. Amana front-load dryer. Models NDE 7200TW and NGD 7200TW. MSRP, electric $549, gas $609. This purchased product is built by Samsung. They are identical to the existing Maytag or Samsung-sourced MDE/MDG 6700 laundry, except they have Amana logos and new fascias. Electric model features: supercapacity, extended venting capability, adjustable degree of dryness with sensor dry cycle, flexible configuration, large lint screen, control lockout, multiple cycles, wrinkle release cycle, soft sound 3, wrinkle prevent cycle, cool down indicator light, electronic controls with cycle indicator lights, affordable style, air fluff cycle, delicate dry, on-off end-of-cycle signal, optional storage pedestal, reversible swing door, timed dry cycle. Gas model features: supercapacity, extended venting capability, adjustable degree of dryness with sensor dry cycle, flexible configuration, large lint screen, control lockout, multiple cycles, wrinkle release cycle, soft sound 3, wrinkle prevent cycle, cool down indicator light, electronic controls with cycle indicator lights, affordable style, air fluff cycle, delicate dry, on-off end-of-cycle signal, optional storage pedestal, reversible swing door, timed dry cycle. The top cover removal process is the same as the washer. Console removal. Disconnect power supply to unit. Remove top cover. Remove 2 screws mounting the heater PCB board. Disconnect the black and white connectors. Remove 4 screws attaching the console to the washer. Rotate the console down and remove from dryer. Front panel removal. Disconnect power supply to unit. Remove top cover. Remove console. Remove 4 screws attaching front panel to dryer. Remove 2 screws in the door area. Pull front panel forward and disconnect the interior light harness. Lift the front panel off the tabs across the bottom. The heater assembly may now be accessed. Front bulkhead removal. Disconnect power supply to unit. Remove top cover. Remove console. Remove front panel. Remove screws retaining console back cover. Disconnect interior light wiring harness. Disconnect moisture sensor wiring harness. Remove 4 bulkhead retaining screws. Lift the bulkhead from cabinet and remove. The belt may now be removed. Belt routing and idler pulley as seen from the rear. The gas dryer wiring diagram. The electric dryer wiring diagram. The Maytag Service Library leads you to this, the MD E/G 9700A Service Manual. Amana Stack Kits. Installers may not be reading the instructions carefully enough. Step 8. Assemble the rear brackets to the washer as shown above. Use 2 screws hex head 34001-382 with washers in each washing machine top cover tang, if there are 2 holes. Use 1 screw hex head 3400-1382 with washer in each top cover tang if there is 1 hole. Flood-safe hoses may not allow an automatic washer to operate properly. They are not recommended. Washer inlet valves do not always use a flow restrictor. This will cause the hose to assume that it's burst or ruptured, shutting off the water supply. Flood shutoff valves do not work on units which require 120 volts to the board constantly. They are not recommended. On timer-driven washers, this may work okay, but with units with complex control boards, these devices do not work because there's power to the control board or transformer constantly. Front-load washers. IHSPs have been replacing drain pumps because there's water in them. The pump motor has a cooling chamber that has water and a casing around the windings. You can see the water when removing the pump because the plastic is a bit transparent. Water inside the drain pump motor housing is normal. There have been several changes to the dispenser assembly that will correct binding dispensers. Replace the dispenser assembly, number 11, and transfer any parts that are not supplied with the new assembly. Steam units, W101-57759, non-steam units, W100746160. Steam assist washers. Installers or customers may believe that the front-load steam washer just installed is a DOA unit. Steam assist models have an automatic adjustment mode built into the electronics. The automatic adjustment mode is generally 90 to 100 seconds, but may take up to 5 minutes at the beginning of each cycle before the washer begins to fill. This automatic adjustment mode is necessary to ensure the most efficient operation of the washer. The washer will go into the calibration mode every time the washer is turned on. In the future, a label will be attached to the door advising the installer and the customer of this calibration mode. Duet F20 code. F20 codes may be caused by several things. IHSPs need to follow the tech sheet carefully. No water detected entering machine or pressure switch trip not detected. When the control gives an F20 code, the control did not see water entering the machine, or it did not see the pressure switch trip. Things that may actuate this code are poor electronic pin connection at any related location, pinhole in the pressure switch hose, crack in the pressure switch hose, loose-fitting pressure switch hose, faulty pressure switch, home water supply pressure, restricted water inlet valve, sticking water inlet valve, floating restriction in the drain, overheating drain motor, sticking flow meter, check valve flood hoses. The flow meter position can cause an F20 failure. The flow meter is position sensitive. The pinwheel must be installed vertically. Any canter to it can cause the wheel to stick. Many times the codes pop up only when hot water passes through the flow meter. We think that the hot water may be softening the hoses on either side of the meter, causing the flow meter to canter. This could affect its ability to read water flow accurately. Starting with the next model number revision change, a locking tab will be added to the Duet doors. This will affect the door reversal process. If people are used to reversing the door and are not aware of this change, they may break a lot of locking tabs off because they'll not ensure that this tab is lifted out of the way and will force the ring and pop the tab off. The current tab, the revised tab, and the broken tab due to improper removal. The following slides detail the process change. Duet sport washers with serial numbers starting with HLT. Water leaks through the door only when using the clean washer or delicate cycle. The door glass may not be making good contact with the bellow near the 11 o'clock position. The field repair for a unit with this condition is to order and replace the bellows, part number 8540952. All parts in inventory have been updated. Test the unit for leaks. Merloni washer with intermittent operation. The details are still being hammered out. As of right now, the door assembly is NLA. The white door switch is the problem. The door assembly, door switch 818-2407, and bracket 818-2801 will sub to kit 280169. The kit is going to be reworked to include a brown switch, bracket, and label. LaPorte is waiting to receive the brown switches. Cabrio dryer noise coming from the idler area. Production has started adding a foam pad, W101-57845, wrapped around the switch actuator on the idler arm to eliminate vibration noise between the switch actuator arm and the idler arm actuator. Cabrio dryer noise coming from the idler area can also be caused by loose front motor mount bracket screws. The IHSP should check for both issues. Cabrio and Bravo's full agitator models. Intermittent tangling or tearing of articles, intermittent water on the floor, or intermittent UL errors with serial numbers prior to C47. A hairline crack on the D23 resistor circuit of the user interface will make the control think that it's installed on an impeller model, causing lower water levels, longer agitator strokes, or improper programming. Order and replace the UI. We do not advise the repair of motors. If you find an issue with any part of the motor, replace the motor and return it to engineering for evaluation. The motor begins at the harness plug-in. There have been reports of IHSPs repairing the wires from the windings to the terminal. Do not do this. Making this type of repair is a fire hazard. Maytag Amana Circe-based washers. The milk stool bearing assembly will soon become no longer available. The milk stool and bearing will still be available separately. The benefits are cost reduction for everyone, and no need to carry a complete milk stool assembly on the truck. Removing and installing the lower bearing of the milk stool assembly. Equipment needed: 1 small washer, 1 3/4 inch diameter. 1 medium washer, 2 1/4 inch diameter. 1 large washer, 3 inch diameter. 1 3/4 inch by a minimum of 6 inch long drift punch. Hammer. Eye and hand protection. Replacement bearing part number 40004001. The large and medium washers are part of the brake and bearing removal tool, part number 12002012. Position the milk stool with the brake package removed and the pivot dome facing up. Position the small washer on top of the damaged bearing. With the hammer and the drift punch, drive out the bearing. Insert the bearing into the empty recess. Be sure the bearing is not cantered. Position the large washer over the bearing. Equally tap around the bearing until the large washer bottoms on the recess of the milk stool. Using the large washer when inserting the bearing into the milk stool will protect the race on the bearing, but will not allow the bearing to completely recess into the milk stool. Finish recessing the bearing into the milk stool with the medium washer sandwiched between the bearing and the large washer. Make sure that the bearing is not inserted cantered and is completely inserted into the recess. The bearing must bottom out to the fingers on the recessed area of the milk stool. The bearing installation is complete. Odors in washers. The odor of the HE washing machine may be caused by residual dirt and detergent. It can be removed with the new Fresh washer cleaner. Key consumer benefits. Removes and prevents odor-causing residue that can build up in all HE washers. Keeps washer clean and smelling fresh. Works better than bleach. A retail package holds 3 tablets for 1 heavy-duty cleaning or 3 monthly preventative cleanings. Only available through Archway. Parts distributors should know the Archway name. $6.99. Part number W101-35699. Bulk packaging is not ready. What does a Fresh washer cleaner do? A Fresh cleaner is a formulated, slow-dissolving tablet. Gets under the detergent residue buildup to break it free. Excess residue is washed away in the rinse. It leaves the washer smelling fresh and clean. Tablets go into the washer basket. It works on all washers, front loaders and top loaders, even the competitors. Service pointers. Whirlpool 27-inch dryers. Door not closing properly or popping open. Condition. The dryer door will not remain closed during the drying cycle, will be hard to close, or will have a poor fit and feel. Cause. Make sure the dryer door seal is pressed fully into the slots located on the inner door panel. Be sure the hinge locating pins extend completely through the inner door panel, and that both front hinge mounting screws and side flange hinge mounting screws are seated and tight. Be sure that all 5 Phillips head screws holding the plastic outer door assembly to the inner door are seated and tight. Be sure that the upper and lower door strikes are present and seated in the front panel. Be sure that the upper and lower catch assemblies are present and not damaged. There should be a .020 gold metal catch on top and a .020 gold metal catch on the bottom. Resolution. Close the door firmly to engage both latches and wait 2 to 3 minutes to see if the door remains closed. If the door remains closed, run a temperature cycle with both latches engaged. Discuss with the customer the need to firmly close the door to engage both latches, and that the closing force will lessen as the seal and latches seat. If the door still does not close or pops open after a short time, order and install a door service kit, part W10141595. This kit includes a door seal, door hinge, 2 door catches, and an instruction sheet. Whirlpool Cabrio and Maytag Bravos washers. Clothing tangling and balling. Condition. Clothing in the washer can become tangled and twisted or balled up. Cause. Under certain conditions, a combination of the wash load, the cycle selected, and the subsequent load movement can cause the load to become tangled or twisted. Resolution. The wash impeller has been redesigned to make the wash load less likely to tangle under the conditions mentioned above. Replace the wash impeller with part W10141017. Service pointers. Whirlpool Cabrio washers. Wash basket loses stability during some spin conditions. Condition. The wash basket may lose stability during some spin conditions, which could result in a severe off-balance condition. Cause. When washing plastic-backed or waterproofed water-resistant articles such as mattress pads, tablecloths, sleeping bags, and so forth, water can be trapped in the article, causing the basket to lose stability and create a severe off-balance condition in the washer. Resolution. The control software has been updated to better control a severe off-balance condition. Replace the control with part number W10112113. If one of the washers in the above model or serial range is being serviced, replace the control at the time of repair. If the control has the part number W10112113 printed on its label as shown, the control has already been replaced, and no further action is required. Maytag and Whirlpool Bravos and Cabrio washers. Control displays F51 code. Condition. The electronic control displays an F51 code. Cause. There's an intermittent connection at the rotor position sensor, RPS, causing the electronic control to indicate an F51 code. Correction. Remove and reinstall the connector at the RPS at least 3 times to clean off any corrosion buildup on the connector and RPS due to the intermittent condition. Confirm that the connector is fully seated onto the RPS control upon final connection and verify there are no damaged wires. Replace the electronic control with part number W10130544. This new control is designed to check the RPS sensor differently and is less sensitive to intermittent RPS connections. Iglis Whirlpool and Roper 29-inch dryer. Premature support roller wear. Customer complaint. Noisy operation due to support roller premature wear. This can be seen as a gap between the drum and the bulkhead at the bottom left rear of the drum. Cause. The left side support roller shaft is not perpendicular to the bulkhead due to improperly formed rear bulkhead. Resolution. Replace the bulkhead, part number 279798, and 2 drum support rollers, part number 349241T. This concludes the Spring 2008 Fabric Care Updates program.